And we're live. Welcome, guys, back to Drake's Den another week. I'm Part-Time Villain, your host, and I'm joined here with Muddy. And we're gonna be talking today about monthly report come out yesterday. Uh,
All right.
Interesting stuff.
Villain, I can't hear you.
You cannot hear me at
Discord.
all? Really? Okay. Can actually hear me in?
1 second. That's my audio.
Ah, there we go. Turn it up, maybe. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, it's going
How
well.
we doing, everybody?
Yeah, it's going. It started well already. Our stream, like always, professional streams. How was your week, Muddy?
It's been pretty good, man. Been busy all week.
That's good.
Just trying to get everything done.
Nice, nice. Um, how do you like the whole monthly report? Excited? Not excited? Yeah,
Oh man, super excited.
really? I was like a little bit underwhelmed, but I'm thinking they might hide a lot for CitizenCon, which is like next week. So I'm thinking they
I think
really.
it's because everyone is looking for the juicy stuff we usually get
Yes,
in these
that's
these things.
usually.
But I
But
don't know.
mm,
I feel like there's some really good stuff in here.
yes, there's couple ones. So they just gave us something to tide us until uh, CitizenCon, which is like 11 days or something like that. Uh, let's have a look. Maybe we're just gonna jump into something quick and just go through the Halloween. Halloween's coming up, so we've got new paints and new event. Three paints: Guardian, Polaris, and Saber. No, it's a Firebird. Saber, I think. What do you think?
I think the paints look really dope. I like the whole like copper with the dark black to it. I'm really digging the one on the Guardian
Oh,
because
okay,
I've been working to get a Guardian in game, and that would that would fit nicely
fair enough.
with the paint scheme.
I'm not really a paint guy, so for me it's always like, yeah,
You're always like, eh.
yeah, not a paint guy. Unless I see something like that and it's like, oh no, not big a fan of these ones. These ones are not too bad. Um, yeah. The next one we've got is the event. You can actually earn couple uh, helmets basically with masks like Vandul or kind of hooded thing. You just go in. I think you need to kill top three in if you finish the FPS arena thing.
Yeah,
And
so Darth Blazer was doing it last night,
mhm.
and he was having a blast doing it. He
Right.
got all three last night.
Nice.
He said it wasn't that hard.
Yeah, I might actually have a look at it. I've never actually done it. I've never collected any of them. But on the other hand, I do not want to have any more stuff in my hangar because like flipping through all of this in your home base is just big pain in the ass. I don't know if people can relate to that. uh, yeah, but that's pretty much the Halloween event.
Oh, they also dropped on Warbound some of the starter packs.
Starbucks, yeah. Did they? So we look. Pledge store
Oh,
quickly.
it's on that page you're on.
Well, I was on it. Let's go back
You know, the Day
here.
of the Vara page. It's at the
Ah, right.
bottom of it,
On the bottom.
right above the paints. It's
Oh, right. These
the
ones you're talking about.
Outsider super spooky, and then the General is super spooky.
I would pay extra not to have this skin.
I'm not a big fan of the purple and green
Yeah.
scheme.
Don't know. It just doesn't work. Maybe if it would be darker, but I think that's they wanted to pop kind of thing. So I think maybe the the green one on the Drake, don't mind. It's fine.
Yeah, maybe if they would have put that green there
Yeah,
on
but I
the
think those
sleeve.
are different years. I think that was 1 year, 2 years ago, and this one was last year ago, or maybe other way around, something along that line.
Yeah, that black magic on the Guardian just looks really nice.
This, I like the orange. This is copper, not orange, and I think
Yeah.
yeah, but it looks good, but it doesn't feel.
See, when I was saying we should put orange in our org colors, this is the color I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
This copperish looking
Which I like
orange
it, but
color.
for me it doesn't look Halloweeny enough. If that makes
No,
sense. Yeah,
it doesn't. It looks elite. That's what it looks
yeah,
like
yeah,
to
yeah.
me. Like
It looks good.
supreme elite.
Oh yeah, no, no.
Like that saber. Oh, I just looked at the saber. Wow. It has like that dark copper
mm,
orange.
I think the
It's just a little bit on it. And
biggest
it's
is a
got trims of copper like
yeah.
around the wings, if you look at the wings.
hmm I think the biggest disappointment for me was the Polaris paint. It's just
It's just
Polaris.
black.
Yeah, Polaris has got so much free canvas to paint on it, man. You can just like put so much stuff on it, and they're like, nah, no, we're okay. Cool. Let's just jump into most important part, the actual monthly report. You wanna take off here?
Yeah. So, last month's monthly report. It's kind of got a lot of it, but we're going to start with AI content. So it starts off, the AI content team continued to test updates to some of the landing zones, the landing zone NPCs looping in the QA team to help stress test the setup to ensure it can take the strain of excessive use and trigger any potential issues. To make stations and cities feel more alive, the team leveraged the medical station behaviors used during the regen crisis. Now, shopkeepers will interact more with people frequently in their stores. The team is also looking at the underutilized aspect of landing zone archetypes and are prepping to pr- prepping a proposal to make better use of guards. In addition to the ongoing tasks of setting up calls, com call characters for missions, the devs also started looking at mission providers in general and built a new behavior to support face-to-face interactions in the future. So,
I,
what I'm getting from this,
mm,
or did you want to go first?
no, no, go for it. Go, I've got something to say, but go. You go first. So basically, I'm okay with this, right? So long they gonna use this on the existing AIs already in the landing zones, right? That they not gonna add more because we all know how FPS works out when we start landing on like Lorville or something. So I don't want more NPCs in there. I just if they want to add a couple like voice lines to a couple of them, fine. But I don't think we're there yet that we can actually do
It
it.
says now shopkeepers will interact more with the people
Mm-hmm.
frequent frequenting their store. So I don't think it's NPCs in the stores. I think it's us. So when we go in the store, the shopkeepers will talk to us more and say things more. So like maybe if you're standing there, they'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah,
Or like, "You need help?"
yeah,
You
just
know,
couple
probably
voice
something
line.
more interactive to make it feel more alive. Like he's just not standing there like dead staring at you.
Or T posing more likely, something along that line. Yeah, yeah, fair
um,
enough.
then they talk about the landing zone archetypes and preparing a proposal to make better use of guards. So I'm kind of curious what they mean about that. Like, what do you take from that?
Yeah, because like they already shoot if you go like crimes not free. So what else they gonna do? You know what I mean?
Looking at an underutilized aspect of landing zone archetypes. And
unless they gonna
we're proposing to make a better use of guards. So maybe having guards at landing pads.
maybe I was thinking more, those like customs and stuff. Maybe they will not allow you to go through carrying a weapon or something like that. Maybe that's what they're saying. You're gonna need to get scanned. They find a weapon. Maybe you need to go back and put it, store it on your ship. But I'm like, that's kind of wishful thinking kind of thing. Don't know.
Yeah, like
That's the only other thing I was
sorry, I
with
was
the
reading
idea.
chat.
It's fine.
What I was thinking, like maybe they could add more guards to, maybe they can actually add guards because they're like aspects of landing zone archetypes. So that's different landing zone places, places that were able to land, but they underutilize it.
Unless maybe we're
Um,
thinking incorrectly, we're thinking about landing zones as a like Lordville, the main
yeah,
thing.
that's how I was first thinking of it, but
But
now I'm thinking of it when I
outposts,
keep rereading that. I'm thinking of outposts. I'm thinking of landing pads. I'm thinking of all those places. Maybe because they're saying preparing a proposal to make better use of guards. So they're trying to utilize a better use of the guards for different landing zone types. That's what I see for that.
hmm. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it will be just something along that line, just better AI, because we all know we need a better AI. At the moment, they are not doing anything, or they're laser accurate.
Yeah, well, server performance of
Yeah,
takes a
yeah,
little. Well,
yeah.
there is some stuff in here on that we'll touch in a little bit. Um, but then they go on talking about com calls, com call characters for missions.
Mm.
So we've already seen a bunch of them. What's the guy that was giving you the military training missions? What was his name?
Oh, not for
Where you were shooting a hammerhead and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah, not
And the
Foxwell.
current guy that we got right now.
Gilly, flight school, I
Yeah,
think.
Gilly. It
Yeah,
was Gilly. There's Gilly. There's the Banu. There's
Wicklow.
this new guy that I forget what his name is
Yeah.
because I have a problem with listening to the missions because it's new to me, you know? Usually
Mm.
I read the description of a mission and I'm still doing that. So it's new to me on actually watching someone pop up on the top right of our screen
I
and tell
actually,
us the story.
I actually prefer
It
that
feels
because
weird. I do prefer that,
yeah.
but it feels weird playing an online game and it going into story mode.
Mm.
That's what I get from it.
Because I
And it's
got used
but
to it.
it's
Taking a mission, okay, where and who to kill. Okay, that's the only two information from the mission I take. It's like you go
yeah, but
there
villain,
and kill
you
it.
love ease of access, bro. So
Yeah,
anything that
yeah,
makes it easier, you're like, yes.
yeah. Yeah, I
What do you
do.
like to say? Full speed ahead, full power.
It makes sense. Makes sense. I'm just pragmatist. Not my fault. Yeah, yeah, okay. I was thinking more like the AI behavior that comes in between them. So I was thinking maybe they like actually communicate like with radio or something like that. But then I was thought that it's more kind of like this grenade. I'm gonna throw a grenade kind of thing. Step away or like flank him. That maybe they're gonna be yelling so you can hear NPCs trying to coordinate kind of thing. That's
This is what I like. It's the
mm,
next sentence that's really interesting.
mm-hmm.
It goes, the devs started looking at mission providers in general and a and built a new behavior to support face-to-face interactions in the future.
Yeah. So it's like
So
we
our
had one.
mission givers will actually be able to meet them like we used to back in the day. So
Mm-hmm,
back
mm-hmm.
in the day, um,
Twitch and what's the guy in the
in
bar?
Levski,
Levski, yeah.
which is now in Nix, there was this woman you can meet, this redheaded woman, and she was in the underbelly of Levski. And she would give you missions. And when you would walk up to her, it would start like a cinematic. Not a
Yeah.
cinematic, but like your camera would pan towards her and she would start talking to you, and then it give you these choices. So I think they've rebuilt that, and it now works with all their new systems, and they're going to bring it back. So that's actually something that I'm pretty excited for when I read that. That'd be really nice to actually go to
Hmm.
a mission giver or walk up to NPCs and they give you missions.
Yep, yep, definitely. But we've got them like Twitch in Area 18, and what's the other guy in Lorville? I always forget his name. He's like in the bar sitting.
Yeah, but they said they built a new behavior to support face-to-face interactions.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
I'm
they'll
feeling
fix
like they
them.
rebuilt, yeah, they rebuilt the structure of how the interaction system with someone face-to-face works. Because right now the bartenders and anyone else you can interact with face-to-face, it's really horrible the way it works.
Yeah, yeah,
It
it's
is.
pretty bad. Even if you like ask for beer or something like that, it's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
it takes them forever.
yeah,
Like so, I'm hoping with this new behavior that they built, it can fix some of those issues.
yeah.
But we'll see
For
later
me,
on.
the only which all of this is great, right? Like I cannot say
Yeah,
anything, but for me, it's just like if all the NPCs already existing like in landing zones with the performance not that great, if it gets even worse, I don't know if it's worth it to it right now or move them to somewhere locations like an outpost when the performance is quite good and start doing it there and then see how it works and work out all the kinks when the performance is going to be better in the main major landing zones and move it there later.
yeah.
But that again, that would make sense.
That's actually a really genius idea. But that's super logic. Now you're giving them
Yeah.
super logic. No, but yeah, that would work perfect. And like tiny outpost far away from a bunch of things happening, they
Mhm.
could test out some more interaction NPCs like that to iron out bugs. Yeah, that actually would be really good.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna move on now to the AI features and
Yep.
what they worked on. So last month, the AI feature team updated numerous features last month, beginning with AI weapon component, which will now remain in sync with weapon statuses, allowing them to work better in unison. AI weapon component. Okay, we'll touch on that because I already want to talk about it. Support was added for the NPCs to systematically target vehicles in combat. Improvements were made to the rocketeer behavior, allowing NPCs to switch between using a rocket launcher and a pistol depending on the situation. Adjustments to the visuals of various behaviors were made, improving on coverage, improving coverage usage and fixing multiple asserts or asserts. Default behaviors were then introduced to the buddy AI, allowing NPCs to follow their leader and stay in close proximity during combat. TPS covers a lot TPS covers a long path was finalized based on feedback, while ammo looting updates are underway too. This will affect holstering and stowing primary weapons and prevent NPCs from switching their pistols when looting if they still have their primary ammo. Furthermore, um, formerly mentioned in the previous monthly reports as an upcoming creature, the new, and I'm about to butcher this name, Yormandi. How do you say that?
Oh,
Can you
dude,
read that one?
no. You're probably gonna be better than me. Uh, yeah, but
Yormandi. That's how I'm
your
saying it.
Mandy would be the closest one, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
Yormandi. Now uses, they probably say it in a cool English way, but yeah, now uses different fire modes in its attack. That sounds crazy.
Hmm.
Issues with perception gives false positives. Oh, issues with perception giving false positives were also fixed. Further improvements are currently underway for this and existing creatures. In addition, functionality was added for testing first reactions by generating test cell level variants, making rapid iterations and testing easier for each situation. This includes testing for the first reactions and animation flows. Okay, so there's a lot in this AI feature part,
A little bit.
but we're going to start in the top of it, where they talked about the numerous features last month, beginning with the AI weapon component, which will now remain in sync with weapon statuses, allowing them to work better in unison.
I think it's just basically allowing them to swap weapon dependable on situation. That's how I kind of read it. Get a rocket launcher.
Beginning with AI weapon components.
Yeah.
So they'll remain in sync with weapon statuses. But what is a weapon component?
So I think how I would get this is.
Okay, I got
Mm,
this. So a rifle.
mm-hmm.
Rifle's got scope, muzzle, laser, flashlight, front grip, whatever. Now, the way it's going to work, um, that gun gets damaged whenever weapon deterioration comes in. Those components will get damaged as well.
Potentially, yeah.
I feel like they were doing testing, and within those testing components, weapon components weren't getting damaged when the weapon was, or taking durability damage or wear and tear when the weapon was at the same rate,
I,
even though they were attached on the gun.
I'm think like how I get this. It's basically the modifiers on the weapon. So like the muzzle brakes and stuff that give you more power.
Hmm.
If they're gonna have it, it would just actually count towards them shooting you to have more power or more accuracy kind of thing. That's how I read it, right? So more kitted up. That's how they can kind of balance it. You know, like elite guys, instead of giving them a basic weapon, they can put scorch muzzle on it, scorch scope on it, right? And that will be turning him into more accurate fighting machine kind of thing. Maybe that's how it
Okay,
works, but like,
I can see how you can take it that way.
that's how I get it, right? But who knows? We'll see on the Citizen Gun. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go over this
Yeah,
at
for
least a little bit.
sure. They'll
Yeah.
they'll probably go over that more in detail. Um, then this next part is the juicy part. Support was added for NPCs to systematically target vehicles in combat. They already do target our ships
I I actually
and our ground vehicles.
don't know, right? Because it happened before the like ground combat guys been shooting my ship, right? But it was after I went out, shot them, they shot me, I went into the ship, and they've been shooting my ship. I don't know if you just flew in and they will start shooting you. That never happened to me usually.
No,
Yeah,
they don't. When we fly in, they don't automatically just start shooting us.
but I don't know if
It's
that's
only after we open fire.
yeah or dependable on the server performance as well, probably.
But then they talk about improvements were made to the Rocketeer behavior. So they have an AI class called the Rocketeer. He's literally the rocket guy,
Yeah, heavy
which
probably.
allows him to switch between using a rocket launcher and a pistol, which I've read the other monthly report, and they touched on this before. They worked a lot on if he's using a rocket launcher and someone comes in close, like a player comes in
Mm.
close, he will switch from that rocket launcher to his pistol and start to attack.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Good day working on it.
If a target gets too close, and stuff like that. So that's awesome. And then they did work a lot on the visual of behaviors with the way that they take cover.
So, so how I get this, I like see when they saying they're gonna have like a leader. So I'm thinking when they mentioned before that in communication. So I'm thinking the leader guy, he's gonna tell them what to do, to flank, to cover, to throw grenades, kind of thing. And I'm thinking if you like, it's gonna be a better guy. So if you shoot him, the whole group kind of gets worse because they lost their leader, or maybe the
Exactly.
morale kind of breaks and maybe they run away, kind of thing. I don't know. That's
Yeah, I
just
think that's how they're going to
theory
work on
crafting.
how smart the AI work as a team. They'll always have a leader that they follow. And I feel like if, like you said, if you do kill the leader, the team probably won't know how to function the way that they should.
Or just take some penalties, maybe to the like damage or something, something along that line.
Or like maybe they're just like not as structured together anymore.
Hmm.
Maybe now they go into like a solo state where they're trying to just worry about themselves, then worry about the
Yeah,
team
yeah.
since you took out the team lead. Didn't you say that
Uh,
you saw them looting or you saw
uh,
them reviving?
I've seen them reviving. Yes, I've not seen them looting.
Yeah.
But that's I think
The
it's
ammo looting,
still a dependable performance of the server.
the ammo looting would be crazy. Like imagine one of our buddies just died in front of us and we can't get to him and then you see the AI start looting his body because it has the ammo that he uses.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. Or it would be better to just pick up everything he's got, whole armor, everything, just swap it, and then suddenly got better
What
gear. That would be cool.
I feel that's the start. Looting ammo is something that's small, and then maybe in the future, enemies will loot armor and dead bodies and take their armor and stuff. And if a dead body's there too long around enemies, they'll just take it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next bit. See this new Urmandi, I think how it's pronounced. Oh my god, right?
Yeah, you say it cooler than I do. When I say it, it sounds horrible.
No. So I actually have got a sneak peek how they're supposed to look like. I don't know if you've seen this.
Ooh.
So I think this is how it's supposed to
Yes.
look like. So it's gonna be like a snake thing. From my understanding, I don't know if it's correct. It's supposed to be half size of Apex Valakar. Uh, and the reason we know that it's this because we've got data mined actual files for it. So it's gonna be like a crocodile thing. But for me, when I heard the name of it, for me it sounds like uh, try to pronounce that. This is young man, Youngmander, something like that. It's one of the Norse mythology's serpent that lives in the water and supposed to bring it like the end of the Ragnarok, the end of the times, whatnot. So for me, feels maybe the names are similar. Obviously, pronunciation I butchered them both. And the interesting part is this one lives in oceans, so it might be like a water slash swamps kind of thing, maybe, just to change them from the desert biome. I know, so it's a big,
Yeah, if that thing can,
it's a big,
well,
big leap in faith there. But that's what I'm like guessing, maybe because it looks a little bit crocodile like to me, at least the head.
well, they did talk about new functionality was added for testing first reactions by generating. Well, they're talking about testing new
Mm,
animation,
yeah.
right? And they're probably trying to test how they move like a snake does, but they're probably going to test that in water. If it does come in water, because they did show us a concept image of that one, and that one was like in water.
It was
So,
like under in a cave, I think, in the water, but yeah, in the water.
hmm
So I'm thinking it might be like a water creature.
I feel like we're going to get an arena, right? Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a cave that leads into kind of like a walkway that then leads into a circle, and it'll be like a half circle that's water. It's like a whole lake. Most of it's lake. There's just one little entrance that goes in, and that's where it's going to pop out, and you're going to fight it there. And it's probably to go under the water, swim, and pop out in another area. And there'll probably be nowhere for you to cover, really like that. There'll probably be like something little there, but not too much. And it'll be like that type of boss battle where you're fighting something that looks like an arena but is in a cave.
Yeah, that's the. I think it's the easiest way to do it. Um,
That's the way I see that.
yeah.
If I was to do it and they put me in charge, that's what I would suggest. We
Or
should do something
or
like that.
they can just, I don't know, maybe cave, because I think they need to control the environment. But maybe
Yes.
like four of them comes out at the same time. You kill one, two pops out. You kill two, four pops out.
When you say boss, what
Yeah, there's a
they
little
could
bit.
add smaller ones, you
There's a
know.
little bit later on. Yeah, there's some, apparently a little bit about the boss fights later on. But yeah, they could add smaller one, or they just downscale this one to more reasonable size.
It seems really interesting, and I can't wait till we get at least a sneak peek on it. I feel like, again, this is another thing that we will see at CitizenCon this year. And
Mm-hmm.
it's coming up. We're in the month of October. It's here. We are, what, 9 days away?
Yeah, something like that. It's next Saturday.
Yeah, October 11th.
Yeah, yeah, close, very close. Okay,
All right,
let's
so
continue.
let's move on to AI tech. September saw the AI tech improvement. Improve NPCs using elevators by simplifying the setup and transition carriage. Focus is currently on 3D navigation and NPCs flying ships. The team continued to improve the flight path finder system and the 3D collision avoidance using their newer voxel grid approach for custom environments. The focus is to unify the process flow with the one used for ground requests and preemptive adaptation of the Pathfinder structure. This will deal with paths generated. If a um, spatial voxel grid is present, this also includes the introduction of distant parallel jobs for search and refinement, and how the flight path is constructed. Additionally, hard turns have been introduced alongside allowing ships to get nose on target more quickly. Development was done on AI perception. Sorry, I lost where I was. AI perception code, with the team fixing issues with knowledge escalation. When seeing enemies between the primary and secondary fields of view, direction perception was also introduced, which simulates knowledge at distance. For example, when NPCs communicate via comms, this enables systematic reactions to the NPCs being killed while talking, even without direct line of sight. Improvements were made then Improvements were then made to the way assignments are queued in relation to the usable builder tool. Crashes during general use were also fixed, such as when changing alignment slots and expanding the line pop-up edit for geom and the helper geom editing. It's a lot of dev talk there. I'll explain that in a second. Updates were made to the AI sequence system, which manages AI agent scripting in the flow graph. This enforces the valid, need a little drink.
They cannot use some
Validation.
easier words, but
No, it
yeah.
has to be said in ultra detail like this. Of action sequences and ensures the correct execution content is set in the systematic activities, providing a more reliable way to manually script agents and guarantee actions are validated and executed correctly. The critical flow mode for AI agents were brushed up too. While in this mode, action execution errors are still reported, but can now be handled with specific fallbacks, allowing the flow to proceed instead of failing. and potentially stalling. This is still in progress and will be further enhanced going further. And they go into star script improvements are still being made as the team improves the tool following feedback from the devs. Finally, subscription content data improvements were made to reduce errors going forward. So there's a lot of dev techie talk in here. That's why there's a bunch of like big, huge words, and a lot of it makes
Yeah.
probably doesn't make a lot of sense
Most of it is
to a lot
just
of people.
basically upgrades and further development of
A
AI
lot of it
tech.
is improving on the tools
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
have and fixing a bunch of stuff. There is some stuff in there that I'll touch, but we'll start back at the top. Um, the flight pathfinder. So they're improving the way the first part where they
Mm.
touched on flight path, voxel grid, nose on target. They're trying to get the ships, NPC ships, to fly way more accurate. That's
See,
all they were saying there. That's the quick and easy
yeah,
for
but
you.
when I was reading the whole thing and I didn't realize they need to change, you know, the AI pilots flying on the planet, and then when the
Hmm.
surfaces, the fly surfaces is gonna come in, they need to actually update that. I didn't realize until I was reading. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. They would need to actually update this. Otherwise, they would just keep on falling because they don't have enough thrust or something along that line. So,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
And then the second part here, when they talk about the AI perception code, um, they touched on a couple things. Like now the NPCs are going to be a little bit smarter with their perception. So if they're talking to someone, I don't know if you guys noticed, you kill someone in the middle of having a conversation, the guy will still finish his conversation to a dead body. I have. At least I have. I don't know if you
Yeah,
have, villain, but
yeah,
I have.
but like I don't know if
It
that's
happens.
yeah, but I think that might be again dependable on the server performance.
Yeah, but this is them actually adding in the code
Mm.
because it wasn't in there. You could their perception was just based off of sight. Now their perception is little. There's something added in there, which allows them
It's
to
probably
have
using
a sense. So
sound cues or something.
it's not sound cues. It's going to be there's a bubble around the NPC. If it's
Mm.
interacting with another NPC and something breaks that interaction, whether it's talking,
Mm.
doing something to them, looking at them, if something breaks that connection while they're inside this bubble, then it's going to make them react. And that's what they added into the perception code was the reaction. And
Mm. Yeah.
it doesn't have to matter with the line of sight anymore either. They could be talking through comms,
At,
like they even
yeah.
gave the example.
At the
And
moment,
if you kill that person while they're on comms, that person's going to go investigate now. He's going to have a
yeah.
reaction to it. Well, what happened to the person I was talking to? Let me go find out. He's over here.
This might take a little bit time because this is like AI tech, so they're working on the tech right now. So I don't think it's gonna be like this year. Maybe next year we'll start implementing this because they're still
Yeah,
working on the tech.
we won't see things like this for a while. This is them getting it all refined and getting it to a good point. It looks like they're more updating the perception code than building a new one, and they're just adding in new things to it, which is good. Uh, when we'll see it, probably next year or yeah, maybe next year because this
End of
isn't
next
something that
year,
crazy, and
probably.
it's something they actually do need to make the NPCs be more engaging.
Mm.
And there has been a lot of work. I've been reading every monthly report, and there's been so much work on the NPCs this year. They've been
Mm.
doing all these types of things. Um,
They're getting
to
slightly
talk
better.
about the improvement, the assignment queue and stuff, uh, they're just improving
This is a lot
the
of
way.
bunch of new improvements for the tools. I think most of it.
yeah, it's a lot of tool improvements, and then where is it? Yada yada yada. Systematic activities, Brian manuscript, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's just a bunch of tools that are
They just work on
just
it.
going to help with how the AI in the game run and take action. So it's this part here that I was looking for, allowing the flow to proceed instead of failing and potentially stalling. So instead of an NPC freezing in the middle of his action and not doing anything, he's going to proceed and keep doing stuff. So they've been working a lot on the critical flow of how all the AI work. And they're using AI agents and some other AI tech to improve on this because we have gotten some upgrades on the side of how NPCs and the AI NPCs work in all games all around.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, let's
yeah, there was,
skip the rest, man. I think it's just updates for tools and stuff. Uh,
yeah, the last bit was just StarScript.
hmm.
They just improved on StarScript. There's some other parts that touch on it down the line. Um, yeah, now we'll move on to AI game intelligence. In September, the game intelligence team focused on completing the next milestone for the mission system 2.0. They're currently breaking down and working and discussing the best possible path to approach the, the implementation. They also continued to fix bugs and performance issues and worked on features suggested by designers to improve StarScript.
The only thing I get from this, improving everything, it's like an ongoing thing with Star Citizen, right? They're just trying to fix bugs all the time. But having
Yeah, there's not much.
no,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, just a bit having Mission System 2.0. I don't know how big of jump is that from what do they've got 1.0? Do they got 1.9.7? I don't know how big of the
Yeah.
jump. Like they don't really specify how big of jump is it. You know what I mean? If it's from 1 to 2, it's a big jump. So hopefully the next mission is gonna be more robust. Maybe. Uh, Hopefully we'll need
Yeah,
to see.
hopefully.
There's nothing else we really much you
Very
can say.
light on the game intelligence side of things, and I think it's because they're going to be going over this in CitizenCon.
Hopefully.
Animation, the
Yeah.
animation team worked on the upcoming creature and boss fight alongside supporting the new mission giver. There's going to be a new mission giver. Facial animations progressed through new performances that were captured in late August, including the characters that will be presented in multiple upcoming releases, including a return to the aircraft traffic control voice. The animation narrative and mocap teams also planned for their next shoot, which will be held at the beginning of October. So yeah, just them preparing
Storyline.
for yeah, for probably some more Squadron 42 and some more animations, and then bringing back the air traffic control
Hmm.
comms guy and girl that used to be in the verse a long time ago. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
And the boss fight,
That's
I'm
awesome.
guessing it's gonna be the uh, Yormandi or whatever that is.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna be
we don't know yet exactly.
the upcoming creature and boss.
Hmm.
So then uh for the art team on the character side, the character art team finalized both new armors and a new gang. Work also continued on polishing the Yermondi, and the concept art team continued iterating on new armors. So we did get some new armors, and we've seen those.
So I'm guessing
Um,
like the new armor. So let's say there's gonna be another 3 or 4. The new armors for the gang, that's another like 4 because where do they go like from 1 to 5 level, like super bosses or something? There's quite a few
yeah,
armors then.
they got the light clothing armor. They got the light armor, the medium, and the heavy armor
Yeah,
side of
and
like
elite.
James.
I think sometimes elite
And
as
then the
well.
elite, yeah. So it is like five.
But yeah, so that's a lot of armors, right? Obviously, they don't really do anything except how they look, and they have a basic
And
thing.
the concept team is making new armors concept wise.
And the new gang, I'm guessing this is my prediction. It's gonna be fire rats for pyro because we don't have that yet. And there's two other gangs I think we're missing, something like that.
Hmm, that'd be cool. Yeah, they're a little light on that, but I feel like again they're touching up all of this. That's why we're getting like very light monthly reports.
I'm thinking this new gang is gonna be important for the next patch. When we lost not citizen from prosperity, what's the other slicers?
Yeah,
Yeah, we lost slicers, so there's no more slicers. So instead of slicers, they're gonna replace
I
it
didn't
with
even
the
know that.
they're gonna replace it with the new gang, and there's something happens, and you're gonna have three options or something like that again. So citizen prosperity, hunters, and the new gang. Again, just me making stuff up as I go.
Then they go on. Then the art team for the ship side,
That's a
which
big.
is my favorite side of the art team.
Mm-hmm.
They have been working their butts off this year.
Mm-hmm.
They have, and I give it to them.
This
Hats off to them.
the same like mission
In
guys. They've been working quite a lot as well this year.
Yeah, those two teams I feel like have been pumping out so much this year.
No, they've been carrying the whole
Uh,
year. That's exactly
I
what.
know. Don't get me wrong, the art character team, they've come out with some
Mm.
armors, but the art ship team, John and Ben, yeah, they've been pumping some stuff out. So let's get to it. In the UK, work continued to bring the RSI Aurora and the Aegis Hammerhead up to modern standard. The Aurora progressed through the LOD 0 and final stages as improvements were made to the component base, bed access, dashboard placement, entrance method, VTOL setup, and cargo access on the underside. For the Hammerhead, focus was implementing and focus was on implementing the improvements made to the base corridor kit from the recent Idris release, alongside making sure the component bays and relays are suitably placed and accessible. And it moves on, and we get into the Paladin. The Paladin progressed into LOD Phase 0. The final adjustments being made to the main quad turret to ensure its movement is underhinged in both flight and landing states. The downstream teams kicked off their work on the ship too. The Miscall B, isn't that the big boy?
No,
Or is that
that's
the
that.
medium one?
That's like a one step above the 8, which is very small one,
Okay, okay.
and between C,
So it's
which
like a
is the
Corsair
biggest.
size,
It,
I would
it
say.
might be slightly bigger, I think. But yes, it's
Okay.
along that size. Yeah.
Maybe like a Star Lancer Max
Yeah,
size
more
then.
yeah, closer to that.
So the Miscall B is well into its white box phase. The majority of the interior was implemented to the required level, while adjustments are currently being made to the exterior mesh to meet the gate requirements. Following last month's work, the Drake Ironclad and Ironclad Assault in parentheses plus the updated command module are approaching their combined white box gate review, which is very good.
Yeah, but we're not gonna see it this year. I'm telling you
But
already.
it's also bad. Yes, we're not saying you are not seeing the Ironclad this year. Sorry. I wanted one. Probably gonna still buy one this year, but yeah. Four unannounced vehicles are also continue development throughout September. The first approaching its LOD review, while the second progressed through the LOD 0 gate and is now in its final stage. The third a variant of a popular recent release is receiving gray box and LOD work in tandem due to the nature of the changes. The fourth passed its gray box review early in September, with the LOD 0 work due early in October. Some of the downstream teams began their task too. Then we'll scroll down to the North American teams,
Hmm.
and they began the month finalizing fixes for the RSI Apollo ships ahead of their release. Various optimizations were made following the player use in the PTU. LED 0 for the RSI Perseus was also passed early in the month, with the team moving on to final touches and downstream teams beginning to close out the ship. The white box phase officially kicked off for the Drake Kraken in the latter of the half of the month. Lastly, pre-production phase led to numerous improvements and adjustments to navigation, flow, and interactions throughout the ship. Two unannounced vehicles progressed too. One moved through gray box phase, while the second entered white box. So let's get into
There's
this
a
because this is
little bit
juicy,
in
juicy,
here.
juicy.
Okay. First thing,
So the Aurora.
finally. Oh my God! How
Finally,
many
did you
years?
hear that, chat? The Aurora, one of the oldest ships in this game, is finally coming to modern standard.
Same Hammerhead.
Not
Let's.
gold standard, modern standard.
Mhm.
I like the way they said it.
Oh man, he was. He took.
They're going to bring it up to date, which is going to be good. And
Well, we'll see. But like they've been knocking out of the park. So it just depends how much of changes they want to put in. That's the one big thing for me. Don't know how much will they just spruce it up a little bit
I'll
here and
tell
there
you,
and done, or they will actually go back maybe all the way back to strip the outer layer and just put a brand new coat of paint on it. We'll see.
no, bro, it's in LOD 0 and final stages.
No, I know they're
It's,
finishing it, but I just don't know
it's
if it's gonna
Oh,
keep.
you think like they actually did something, making it a little bit bigger,
Oh,
did some adjustments,
maybe yeah,
or they did
because
the dirty quick move?
if you want to make it bigger, you need to go back to, all the way to like the chassis and trying to modify that. That's a lot of work, right? If they've done that, that's great because they can basically it's a brand new ship, more or less looks like the old one. But if they just like change the texture on the outside and they moved a couple like screens around and put a veto on it, I'm like, we'll see, right? It's really hard to say from couple lines of changes to see how it's
I hope the
actually going to be.
seat turns around. You get in it and it turns back around instead of you
Mm.
squeezing your way into the damn Aurora like that.
Oh yeah, there's one of few ships you actually do that. This is maybe the only one
Yeah,
actually.
I think it's the only one. And then the Hammerhead,
Oh my god, I
it's
want.
interesting. To the base corridor kit from the recent Idris release, improvements were made to the base corridor kit.
Like
Oh,
assets wise,
no,
I think
corridor.
yeah,
Do you know the hallways we walked through in
yeah,
the
yeah.
Idris? They probably updated it to look like more like that, the lighting wise,
Mm-hmm.
hallway wise,
They would
because
just
it
take the
fits
assets from
relays
it.
and stuff better. So yeah, they did. They probably took the hallway assets, but they probably did some touch-ups to it to
Yeah,
make it fit into the ship.
yeah, which is good because like Hammerhead, this is the ship I really like. It looks great, right? It's just
Hmm.
unusable. It's
It is.
and the crew count on it's insane. I'm hoping they're gonna fix it, right? Because this is one of the ship I really, really want to fly, but it
Yeah,
just
maybe like they put the color lines like they did in the Idris Med Bay color line this way, the color line that way, you know?
see. But if you're already working on a ship, may as well like fix it, right? But we'll see.
Hmm.
We'll see how it's gonna go.
And the Paladin. Oh boy, the Paladin is ready.
just before we
It's in
go,
its LOD 0 phase.
what do you think about the sneak peek photo? What do you think it is?
This right here,
Mm-hmm.
it's underneath them talking about the hammerhead. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking maybe something in the hammerhead.
but it's above Paladin.
But it is also above the paladin, so it could be a sneak peek of what the paladin looks like in the inside.
Yeah. But I think it's just,
Maybe that's like a
just
loading bay
I
or
think it's just
something.
an asset. I don't think it's just nothing really.
No, it's the inside of a ship,
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. They love doing these close-ups.
Okay. So Paladin load 0. I think we're gonna get it on CitizenCon like 9 days. That's my feeling.
The Hall B, that was a surprise to me.
Biggest surprise because I'm not really a big cargo hauler.
I'm happy.
No, no, it's
I do want another
it's good.
cargo ship to run cargo faster, and I do like.
I think this one's
I am
actually
getting
gonna
the Hall
be
C.
usable. Yeah, yeah, this one's actually usable. I think because from my
Hmm.
understanding, they want to change it to make sure if it's extended and loaded, you still can land on the ground, right? So I think it's gonna be actually usable compared to like Hull C.
I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'm really
Mm.
interested in seeing what it's going to look like.
That was the biggest surprise
It's
for
in
me.
white box phase though, so it's still got some time to cook.
Yeah, but that was
Um,
the surprise for me. It's already in white box because I thought they were gonna oh we're just
yeah,
gonna have a look into it, but no, they're just going for it.
that means they fully got the concept done. White box phase means now they're going to see how it all looks
Mm.
and tests with some easy animation. And if it works right, then they'll go into the heavy shaping.
Mm.
Because what everyone needs to understand about white box is simple shapes. So you're going to make the concept of the ship, but in a very simple shaped way.
Yeah,
It's going to
so
look very simple to see if it works.
we've got this quick diagram here. White box is a third way in of the work on the ship, so it's still quite far
So you
away.
got the design. So someone designs a ship. They'll
Hmm.
design it. And then they'll concept it all out from all angles. So
No,
when you design something, you design it from one angle. And then when you concept it out from all angles and you
mm,
concept how it looks from the inside and the outside. Then it goes into white box. White box means now you're going to take that concept and you're going to make the whole entire concept, but in 3D in simple shapes and see if it works,
if it fits,
right?
or you need to be increasing
If
size
it
and stuff
works
like
right,
that.
if it fits right, and if that looks good, then you bring it into gray box. When it goes into gray box is a long stage where it goes into more heavy because
Detailing.
white box you
Yeah.
do modeling and light animation, simple animations for simple things. It goes into gray box after white box gets finalized, and they're like, yes, this is how we want it. Then it'll go into gray box and you detail all that model way more. You add in all this, a lot more animations and everything else.
Hmm. That's the
And
biggest one usually. The longest lasting step, I think, gray box, because they need to put all the animation. They need to look good. They need to fit. Uh, and then
then
after
it
they
goes
do
into
it,
final
yeah.
art. Final art is all like fine detailing everything.
Hmm.
And then it hits the LOD phase. LOD is level of detail. So it's just how it looks from close up, when you're this close, from this far. And they have to make sure that it always stays at its prime look and it doesn't like start looking chunky from a
Hmm.
distance.
Yeah.
That's what the LOD phase is. Once it passes that, which as you can see, the Paladin
It's
is
already
progressing
here.
through its LOD 0 phase
Hmm.
with final adjustments. It's almost done. That means the whole ship's done. It is. What they're doing now is they're testing it from distance, from different distances to see how it's working with how it shines and when the sun hits it and in the dark, up close, and this then a little bit further and further and further.
Yeah.
It's like 4 stages or 5 stages.
So
It's LOD 0 to LOD 5 or 4.
Yeah, Persis is already here, which we know Persis is definitely coming out in IE, so it's like a month from now. So they're close to be finished, basically. Okay. Next one. What do we've got here? Unannounced vehicles. Do you've got any ideas? Oh,
No,
sorry, we skipped the ironclad.
the ironclad.
Uh,
Ah,
I think
it's in white box
this
phase, but
photo lower here, I think might be from ironclad from bit they finished.
either that or one of the unannounced ships. That could be
True.
that
Yeah.
Drake
Yeah.
ship
Yeah.
that they showed because it looks like a Drake ship. That's a Drake ship to me.
Yep.
If I know Drake, that's Drake.
By like
Um,
ironclad. I knew it's not gonna come out this year.
I'm confused about it though. I am.
It's a big ship.
I'm confused about it because they showed us that whole video and it's like they went back into white box phase for certain things, but I'm so confused about the ironclad. Did certain things not work and they decided to change certain things around?
I think they're changing the flow, the movement flow, so like stairs and ladders and stuff like that to make it easier. I think they moved it somewhere. So I don't know what happened there. Do it like we don't know. Then maybe they will show the white
Yeah,
box.
hopefully they show like some of the updates in maybe next year in an ISC or something as we get closer. But that's my biggest disappointment in reading the monthly report.
At least they're working on
Uh,
both of them at the same time. That's good. There you
yes.
go. Take the positive there.
Well, they're working that and the command module all at the same time, and they're all in white box phase.
I think this command module might slow it down even more. But like,
No, because it's a part of their ship,
no,
so
no, I get it.
it
But like, put it in a game will slow down release of the ship. That's what I'm saying.
that's why it's been pushed back. I feel like the
Potentially, yeah.
white box phase is more the command module than it is the ironclad, and maybe it's the ironclad assault, and maybe I know the ironclad is probably way more further on than the ironclad assault because they showed us that heavily detailed model, but I feel like they wanted to get them all
Maybe.
together, and
But
that's why there's a delay there. But for the unannounced ships, the first one is approaching its LOD 0 review. If it passes that, that means it's done, which pretty much right now it's doing that level of detail that I explained
I'm
a little bit
thinking
earlier.
it's gonna be this super small salvaging ship from RSI.
And then the second one progressed through its LOD gate and is now in its final stage. The final stage is just making sure everything looks super sexy.
But
That's when they do like the super
yeah.
sexy touch-ups, you know?
Read this. It's a third from a variety from a popular recent releases, and the recently release I would say it's last year. Okay, to the beginning of the year. So which ship had two variants already? Apollo, and the only other option is Misk Star Lancer. I think had two. I don't think
Yeah,
anything.
but what's been a popular recent release? What else was popular that got released
Apollo
this
was
year?
quite popular, and then Star Lancer was fairly popular as well. I think
No, but it got released last year. What got released this year?
only Apollo with two variants.
No, but other ships have been released. We've gotten
Yeah, but it says it's a third variant.
oh, the third.
The third variant. So
The third is the third ship that
oh
they've
right,
been
okay.
work unannounced ship is a
I
variant
thought it
of a
was the third
popular.
variant. I was like, there's not a lot. I was
No.
like Apollo. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I see how you took that. No,
Mm,
it's talking like the third ship that they've been working
gotcha,
on that's
gotcha.
unannounced is a variant of a popular recent release. So what ships have been very popular that have been recently released?
If it's just a ship, Wolf was fairly popular, I think. Um,
So maybe Wolf
yeah.
or I don't know, did people like that Mantis one that came out?
Ooh, I don't think so. I don't think.
The Meteor? I don't think they like
No.
the Meteor too much.
I think maybe
I don't
needs
know,
a
what
bit
other
more
ships
flexible.
came out this year? The Golem? No, but what would
That
you
was
do to the Golem?
Yeah, I don't think you can
The
put a
Golem was pretty
variants on it.
popular. The Asgard, but no, they just Asgard is a variant of another variant. That's a hard one. Damn, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But even if it would be Asgard, what kind of variant would you have? Valkyrie to move people instead of cargo? Yeah. The only thing, the last popular, I'm thinking variant because I think they can make a lot of money would be Apollo to make it cargo.
It's receiving gray box
Hmm.
and LOD work in tandem due to the nature of changes.
Think about it,
Due
right?
to the nature of changes.
In Apollo,
Nature of changes of what?
you remove those two bays for sick people, make it cargo, and have it open from a side, and that's it. That's one option.
Have it open from the bottom.
Or drop it down. Or the other option, make it rooms in there instead of, and have a cargo for exploration ship. But I don't know. Exploration ships are not very popular, so I don't know how they're gonna try to do that.
I don't know. That one's a tricky one, but it's in LOD as well. They're working both at the same time.
We will see them soon this year, definitely.
So working gray box and LOD means as they build all the detail into the ship, they're building the level of detail on top of it.
Yeah, they wanna push it out fast, I think.
Yep, that one's getting pushed out really fast, that variant, because it's coming out in IAE for sure. The fourth passed its gray box review early in September, with the LOD work due early October. Some of the downstream teams began their test too.
Mm.
And the North America team, the RSI
Apollo.
ships, the Perseus is definitely coming out IAE because it is done.
I think we're gonna
I
see
will,
it.
I will be the one to tell you it is done.
Yeah. I think we're gonna see it in CitizenCon. I don't know if they're gonna show it like inside, but I think they're gonna like fly it somewhere or maybe shoot from it so we can see the fighting some other ship kind of thing.
You'll see the Kraken at IAE. No,
Oh,
I'm just joking.
you will next year. You remember last week I
Next
said.
year.
You remember last week I said they're gonna cancel a Galaxy and put the Kraken for next IE. Boom.
You're right there. Drake all day, baby.
Yeah, Drake. We're definitely not sponsored by anyone.
I'm gonna sell my car and buy the Kraken. I'll
Yeah.
walk to work.
How much is Kraken right now? We're like
Like a
50,000
thousand something,
some. Yeah, 1,500
thousand
I
and some
thought was.
change.
It's
Yeah,
crazy expensive. Okay.
it's getting work done, which is cool.
I think it's one of
It's in its
those.
white box phase.
I think it's.
That's what I'm surprised by.
Uh, I think it's
That means they
community.
got the concept done. They know how they're gonna
Yeah. White
build it.
box. It's white box already. See, I'm pretty sure. Did they say? Yeah, Drake white box already.
Hmm.
The only other thing I notice here, these two ships, Pioneer and Argo CSV FM, not being added to this. So I don't know if they stopped working on them, put the pause on it, or they just don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I feel like they put them on the shelf because they took a different initiative this year, and that's why you see a lot more this year. You see ships that have to do with gameplay and content that is already out in the verse.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like they wanted to push out base building and crafting this year, but I think there were some hiccups with engineering and all the whole stability with the game period. So they went in the new direction of
Mm-hmm.
let's cancel making industrial ships this year, and let's just work on a bunch of ships
More
that we
combat.
can make for things that are in the game right
Yeah.
now, which is more combat,
Mm-hmm.
mining, salvage,
Mm-hmm.
cargo ships. And we've been seeing a lot of those ships come in.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot. We got the Golem, we got the new medical ships, we got a couple new cargo ships,
So
right? Little
looks like
small ones,
six
and a
ships.
bunch of fighters.
Yeah, looks like six ships are already pretty much done, not including Aurora, right? Because that's kind of facelift on the ship. But I'm hoping they're gonna start selling it and not increase the price. But I know this is wishful thinking. The second they fix it, they're gonna put an extra fiver on it. Uh,
Yeah, and then there's two more unannounced ships. One is in gray box, and the other one is in white box.
this one is interesting.
They didn't give us any detail on those at all.
Mystery vehicle cargo mechanism. So I don't know how they're gonna. I'm hoping basically something like a raft, and you can fly in, press the button, turn off your uh, grid, and drop everything on the thing and fly away. That's all I want, but we'll see.
All
Yeah.
right, let's move down to core gameplay.
It's community. We can skip. Squadron gameplay. There we go.
As a part of the ongoing medical gameplay improvements, the team provided support for bespoke take and place animations and reworked the implementation of players clearing their respawn points and vehicles. Bug fixes were implemented for medical screen and alongside with improved validation to make it easier to spot errors. Tiered medical beds um, Tiered medical bed spawn ranges were re-implemented for more robust compatibility with server meshing. Additionally, new controls were exposed for designers to allow them to control healing cost per medical bed tier, while additional data was exposed to the UI designers to add new information to medical screens. For engineering, the team continued iterating on playtests, feedback, and hardening the feature ahead of the wider scale testing. Here's the juicy part. The vehicle command module feature continued through its pre-production phase, while the devs completing the prototype and technical design. Additional debugging tooling revealed various issues with the underlying docking system, promoting an effort to fix critical flow issues. Flight gameplay also progressed through September. AI can now correctly utilize control surfaces in atmosphere and adhere to their velocity goals. Annunciators are no longer required to be attached to the dashboard to be functional, allowing for more flexibility in cockpit design. The team also prepared to focus testing for improved flight model. The ongoing the ongoing inventory rework progressed with the implementation of equipment and equipped item slots. Further functionality was added to the paper doll UI and search bar. The team also exposed controls to help design and define the rules for proximity looting.
See,
So,
for me, the last bit, it's so important. The proximity looting. Oh my god, you cannot even imagine how badly I want that.
yeah, hopefully it's super easy
Because the
and
whole
it
like
becomes.
using taking stuff out of your backpack, putting into your backpack is such a pain in
Hmm.
the ass. I'm hoping they're gonna fix this. That's a big thing for me. Sorry, I
Looks like they
skipped a
did
little
some
bit.
improvements and
Mm.
some better stuff to medical, like the take and place animations.
I think they just added basically, this injury is gonna cost you that much med gel kind of thing, maybe because
Hmm.
that wasn't something along that line.
Yeah, they're able to control like different costs for different beds, which is cool. Which that tells me that different tier beds will cost more on like how you repair, maybe
Mm.
money wise.
Yeah, potentially.
Um, didn't say much on engineering besides more iterating on playtests.
Yeah,
I
command.
like
Mhm.
the command module.
It's just they're working on it. That's pretty much it.
Tells me it works, just it bugs out with the docking system, which we all know right now our docking system in game bugs out.
Uh, Starfire, Connie, there you've got about a whole 10% chance to work it. So hopefully they will just rework the whole thing. That's what they're working on. We'll see. Control surfaces basically, yeah, like I mentioned before, it's basically all the AI to actually be able to fly in the atmosphere. Good thing they
Yeah,
work on
that's
that.
dope. That's gonna be nice. Yeah, they'll actually have it. And then The inventory,
Again, big thing.
the
Ev-
search bar, I like that.
mm. I think there's a search bar in if you go into the freight elevator, but if you go into your personal thing, I don't think it's there.
Nope. And that's what they're adding in
Yeah,
is the search bar into your personal thing, which is nice.
cool. Economy.
The economy team began the month exploring how to make players impact on freelancing commodity trading more. Okay, I'm gonna reread that. Exploring how to make players impact on freelancing commodity trading more impactful and longer lasting. In the process, they adjusted the offer and demand at some locations while tuning profits to fit the current level of the economy. The team then evaluated data on the drop rates of some of the rare items and made them more prevalent. The cargo manifest found in spawned ships were also redesigned so that their value doesn't undermine the intended gameplay for certain missions.
Okay, so
So hopefully,
mhm.
go ahead.
So the two last lines are fine, right? They improved the drop rates. From what I heard, pure Karenite and triple A's, it's easier to get them, which it needed to happen because it was just such a grind to get in of it. Uh, and the missions, just the amount of missions for the value of the how much time you spend for what you do, necessary. The first bit, I've got strongest opinions about the whole economy overall. You want to add anything?
Yeah, it seems like what the first bit, it seems like they're trying to adjust the supply for the demand of it and adjust the price. So if something is in super high demand or not that high demand because there's an abundance of iron and you just took a mission for iron, yeah, you're going to get paid low. But if there's a super high demand for iron and you just took a cargo mission for iron, you should get paid out more even though it's iron you're bringing. That's what I hope they're doing. That's what I hope that meant. That they're trying to focus more on doing that around the system and the economy of the system.
When I started playing this game, I was like really into them trying to fix this. Now playing over a while, I'm in the camp. Uh, leave it and let us fucking figure it out. We just give us a way to buy and sell stuff in the game and just leave it, and we will figure it out. That's all it's gonna be. If you can put stuff on it, the prices of any kind of item or commodity, it will just show up on the marketplace, depending who wants what, and that's it. They don't need to put a lot of work into this. That's the camp I'm in right now. Just leave it. We'll just make it 99% of player economy and let us run it. Only step in. I was thinking like later on, they need to have an option to step in. Maybe like there's like I don't know silicon something like that in one place, and some orc just camping this place so no one else can get it. Right, so maybe they should. Okay, well let's step in. Let's put the second place somewhere else with maybe lower chance to get it, but people still have an option to go and get it, kind of thing. That's how they should
Yeah.
step in and trying to fix it. Not just keep on changing the price amounts because what's going to happen? Okay, I'm trading RMC. Okay, they fixed RMC, so it's a little bit less. Okay, so what's the next most profitable thing? Gold. Okay, so we switch to moving gold now. It happens every time to change anything. That I know, a little bit of a rant there, but
No, you're good, brother. No, I do hope they do think in those ways. It's much needed, very much needed.
just put the
I don't know.
UEX thing, make it like that in the game, and we're good. Suddenly
Yeah,
we've
pretty much.
we've got economy, man. We can sell you triple A's for like 5 million, stuff like that.
I feel like their focus is more player. I feel like their focus is to have a small economy, like a very basic one, and then have us build it out into the real one once player trading becomes a thing, like an all-time
Mm.
thing.
Hopefully, I still want it to be like. I think it's like if you go in and buy, let's say, iron from landing zone or something. It should be like low quality, and you can buy a lot, and that's it. There's no high quality. You want anything better, go and get it. That's it. So you still got the access to it, but you just don't have access to a good one.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And then
Yeah.
if you want a good one, you need to go on the market and buy from different players who actually went and spend time for it, and they want to charge whatever the market is. So a market would be dependable on players. And then suddenly they just reduced their like 80% of their work in the economy team. They just need to monitor.
Pretty much, yeah. They just have to build the basic price line. That's pretty much it for everything.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the mission design. Mission design began September, finalizing the last narrative mission for the ASD facility before looking forward to the rest of the year's content. They also began removing old faction players. They also began removing old faction. Players will no longer work with and reorganizing the ones they will. Alongside this, the team reviewed bounty missions and added comm notifications for the mission provider. This is a part of the ongoing initiative to bring older missions up to the standard. Mission design also worked alongside engineering to solve long-standing issues with the spawn closets and made more fixes to the mission generation systems. So, with that being said, what I got from the first part is they're going to be taking a lot of old mission shit out and probably putting it into new stuff.
I thought it was a little bit different. I thought they're gonna take out like, you've got rep for like a bounty guild or something, bounty hunter guild, right? I think they're gonna take this out and replace it with a Foxwell. So now you're working for Foxwell, who is a company for it, and you grind the rep for them. And the whole bounty guild thing, it's gonna be moved out. That Foxwell is a part of bounty guild, and then you're gonna have a different ones. That's how.
Okay.
That's how I get it, right? But like I don't know if it's correct or not, but that's how I'm thinking. So
No, but that sounds more right because reorganizing the ones they will. So yeah, it looks like they're going to remove those factions and probably blend them into the ones that they have more fleshed out that actually seem more official.
So yeah, I think
they
it's
actually have an official name.
So it's gonna be like a bounty hunting kind of guild or something, and then you've got like, okay, so bounty hunting directly, you've got like Foxwell or something else, maybe different company, dependable on maybe the system you are on in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll need to wait and see as well.
And then the second part, reviewed the bounty missions and added comm notifications. So it seems like they're trying to make all missions be at the same, how can I say it, same standard. That's the word. And all have those like video comms, and if it doesn't have video comm, at least has like a voice comm to notify you what you're doing, and it's not like you just read the description in the contracts menu and hit accept, and then it just pops up the thing on the top right of your screen, go here. No, like you'll get another like mission, oh, we need you to get this guy, whatever, whatever, and they'll probably like add stuff like that to it. That's what I got from that.
And the fixing.
I don't know the spawn closet stuff for the mission team and engineering. I don't know what engineering has to do with that.
There's a problem with spawn closet. They overspawn things, so you spawn once, they get out, they spawn another second lot of the guys before the first one died.
But does that mean that there's going to be a spawn closet for engineers on AI ships, so that when you damage it, it spawns an engineer to go repair?
No, it's engineers, just like the back-end engineers. I think that's what they meant. The guys who are actually fixing the system issues. Not in the game, the actual in real life.
Oh, worked alongside engineering. Yes, I see what you mean. the engineering team.
The guys who are actually fixing
Got it.
errors. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
You want
narrative.
to move to narrative now, my
Yeah.
brother? Not too much narrative. Narrative team focused on tasks to help close out the rest of the year strongly. They focused on crafting scripts that will add additional dynamic conversations, a new Kovalex mission representative, vendors, and customers to the game, and spent the time generating mission text and lore discoverabilities for several upcoming events. Narrative then worked alongside with the environmental art and branding teams on signage and environmental storytelling for several upcoming levels. Time was also spent planning narrative initiatives for the next year. This was excellent opportunity to learn from the recent releases and continue to strengthen the player's narrative experiences across the game. Which what I take from that is they have done that.
Yeah.
They have strengthened our experience and it's only going to get better, and I think they finally have a flow of how they want to do this storytelling in this online world.
I, I
Because
think.
they
Yeah.
have turned this year into a
Yeah. Yeah.
story.
I think all the new characters popping out in your in the ship in the box
Oh,
thing. I think
back.
it's gonna be a new standard. I think all of them is gonna be
Yes.
like that, which is good. Now we need to step after that to just go and, like they mentioned, see them face to face and see how that's gonna go. But they work on. It's good.
Yeah.
Online technologies.
Yeah, last month the live team tools updated errors reporting pipeline. I'm gonna skim through a little bit of this. Moving panic migration from heap to Lavar, yada yada yada. There's a lot of dev talk. Let me see.
It's more like
More
just
dev talk.
fixes as well.
All of this is just dev talk on how they've been implementing and updating a lot of the tools and stuff that have to do with all the online live tools that constantly run in Star Citizen.
Yeah.
There's not too much to it. They just updated the web app. Uh, Something about Hex, which I really don't understand because these are all their internal names for things. It's like I'm an art side dev guy, so I understand more when it's art stuff. This online technology stuff, this is science to me. So this is scientific language talk.
Cool.
That's how I say it.
Yeah, they're just fixing online web development basically. So like the web page kind of thing. That's what they were talking about. All the stuff on the
R&D
website.
still doing what R&D's been doing all year. They're just focused on performance, optimizing the engine and the game code.
Good. That's all
That's
they need
what
to do.
they're just
uh,
researching and developing new ways to optimize that engine code and the physical engine itself and the game code itself.
mm,
And then for VFX, they finished up their tasks for the ASD locations and final event work, while the RSI Apollo, Triage, and the Medevac received their VFX passes. Production continued on the Yermondi and its related locations too.
yep.
VFX passes also began for vehicles coming later in the year alongside pre-production for upcoming locations and missions starting in the next week or so. Wait,
Yeah, because this, remember, that was the last month, so they're talking about the
yes.
next week. It's gonna be right now, right? This week technically ends, so that's when they started working on it, right? Yeah. So what do you think is the biggest thing stands out for you?
Biggest thing this month that stood out for me was the heavy amount of work done on the ships and how we have like six, you said six ships, right? We got like six
Let's have a
ships
look.
that are going to be coming out in IAE, and who knows how many
Oh,
more that they haven't even.
I don't know. It's gonna be IE. Yeah, sorry, IE. You're right. Yeah, I think what the
Yeah,
last
IAE.
last
And then
year what
updates to the Aurora.
yeah How many ships was last
That
year? 3 came out on IE. I know the Star Lancer
three
came
or
out.
four.
Did that not came out? Yeah,
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Um, it was that and
Mm,
this Yormandi, this creature boss.
that's one for me. I think the biggest thing stood out. I think there's a bit there. They're looking for the boss fight and finishing up the region crisis. I think in ASD or something like that somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking.
It was at the bottom.
So like we were talking previously, we thought the storyline is not completed yet, and I think this is gonna be the finale with the boss at the end. I'm thinking, but like
I think so.
I obviously, and I think it's like you going into Pyro, you go to do the worm there, you come back here, do the thing story wise, and you go back to Pyro. So maybe find the Doctor Yorick or whatever, and we'll see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, we'll see. This was quite a bit of information, a little bit longer of a
Yep.
podcast this week. Went
Next,
an hour and 30 this week.
yeah. Next time maybe we can skip a rant or two, maybe. No promises.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We're gonna definitely see you guys next week, and we hope you
Next week.
follow and subscribe, and pop into our Discord, Jackals, if you guys want to talk more. That's basically what we do
Yep.
every week.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I have been your co-host, Muddy Soka.
And I was your host, Part-Time Villain, and we'll catch you guys next week. Take care.
Peace, Muddy Soka.